There's a few iconic franchises in the NFL. I played for one of them for 18 years. This is another one of those. There's something special about this area. So many great quarterbacks are from Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh has been a part of my career from the beginning. Playing for Mike McCarthy for 13 years, having Tom Clements as my quarterback coach forever, Don Capers, Kevin Green, Darren Perry, Ben McAdoo, Frank Signetti, Luke Getsy, a lot of Yinzers in my life. This is a blue-collar town. The history of this great area is building the structure of the country. So I just want to be a servant leader here and just pass on the knowledge that I have with 20 years, the experience, and just try and fit in with the guys, get to know them, let them get to know me, and just enjoy the process. You know, everything's new. It's like the first day of school. I don't know a lot of guys' names, but I'll get the feel of it, and I'm excited about making this home.
I'm not sure there is another event in the NFL short of the Super Bowl kickoff than the first day of the NFL draft. Who is 32 teams going to take with their first pick and charge to the Super Bowl after they pick them?
It may be a spectacle in Green Bay, but back in Pittsburgh, there's a sense of calm washing over the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. Don't be fooled, though. Anticipation has started to set in. Months of work, culminating over 3 days, with the ultimate goal of adding players that are Steelers.
Obviously, it's exciting. I'd say the hardest part is just the anticipation of getting to 8 o'clock on that Thursday and having the draft start. A lot of time and effort is put into being prepared. We feel like we're prepared. And it's a dream come true to be in that position, and don't take that for granted. But it's obviously exciting and a lot of anticipation, but it is a long day.
I appreciate how big it is for the players that are being selected. In most instances, these guys have dreamed about this most of their lives. They've certainly worked hard for it over the most recent component of their lives, and really it's just a culmination of a lot of work and a lot of dreaming. And then to watch them quickly transition and realize that it's not the end of a story, it's simply the beginning of a story. And you can almost see that come over them. And so it's just a really cool thing to be a part of, a really big and transitional moment in someone's life, and it's cool to just be a part of it.
This draft is about starters. This is a very deep group of starters that these teams see wildly differently.
Where do you think they will go, and or where do they need to go?
The strengths of this particular draft are running back is absolutely loaded with high-end talent as well as depth, and all across the defensive front. The interior defensive lineman knows 3 techniques, taller guy, I mean, every shape and size you want. So I absolutely think running back and D-line are going to get addressed in these next couple days for sure.
I think defensive line is on everyone's list. Quarterback would probably be on some people's lists. I'm not sure how high up quarterback is on the Steelers list. It's got to start with D-line, and I think running back has got to be a pretty high priority as well.
Steelers pick is in. We'll see what the pick is.
Harmon makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
You know, we started the spring process. We spent time with him in Indianapolis, and he came in for a visit, and we did a lot of work on him. And the more we got to know him, the more we realized that he was a Steeler. He was one of us. I can't say how excited we were that he was still available for us to select when we did.
Derrick, how you doing? Hey, congratulations to you, man. We're excited to have you.
With the 21st pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derrick Harmon, defensive tackle, Oregon.
I was praying it wasn't a prank call, but once I asked, it was Omar and Nothing but straight joy and excitement went through my body at that time.
If you look at the comparison that Lance Zierlein wrote up on NFL.com of him, said, first of all, he looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler or Baltimore Raven.
Right. Yep.
Secondly, he plays like Cam Hayward.
Mm-hmm. That works.
Okay, that works. Yeah, I'll take another Cam Hayward.
You can't ever have enough bigs. He was a talented big. He had production at Michigan State. He had production at Oregon. He fit all the criteria that we wanted. He was big. He was long. He's tough. Loves football.
Some of the feedback I've gotten from a Big Ten coordinator made comparisons with Cam Hayward. The word stud was used. You're going to see the guy playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And when you want to play great defense, it always starts with disruption.
It's basically the same defense I was running at Oregon, same position, and I just really got to hone in on the technique and the play style of the defense and really just get to work.
You know, we've pretty much mapped out. We identified 21 players we would take, and from that list, you know, we narrow it down to certain one of the guys that we would not trade away from. But fortunately for us, it worked out. You know, we got one of those players that we were not willing to trade away from, and when he was there, you know, just put a big smile on, I think, all of our faces. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out some of the positions that we still need, holes that we have to fill, but there's still some good players there, and I think the draft is deep at those positions, and you know, we'll see how things shake out tomorrow.
The Steelers will need to wait 62 picks before filling another hole. But their needs look again to be very specific.
It would blow me away if they don't draft a running back, period. I mean, to me,
with you.
Boy, this class is loaded. And as you mentioned, there's only been 2 off the board. So there could be a run between now and 83.
With the 36th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, your Cleveland Browns select
Quinshon Judkins, running back, Ohio State.
So they take one of the Buckeye running backs.
Trevion Henderson, running back, Ohio State.
R.J. Harvey, running back, UCF.
We did a lot of work on these running backs, you know, through the 30 visits, the combine. We were sitting in round 3. We didn't know which running backs were going to be available, and we felt very fortunate that Kaleb was there.
Get ready to work. You know, we got a lot of work waiting on you, man. We're excited about being a part of your continued growth and development, man, as a player and as a young man. Come ready for all of that, all right? Kaleb has an awesome skill set. He has that unique blend of experience and youth that's very attractive to us.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, looking to be dominant once again.
Go Jackets.
Select Kaleb Johnson, running back, Iowa.
Drafted him relatively early. And there's other guys in those rooms that are veterans, and their role will change from year to year. A lot of carries that need to be replaced. But we're excited about that room overall, and they're all different players. You know, Jalen's been an unbelievable third down back, which is always hard in this league, especially as a young player with all the different blitzes and the protection scheme, which is such a critical part of the game. And then Jalen's had some big games as a runner. Kenneth Gainwell has a unique background. The position he played at Memphis, some of the stuff they did with him in Philadelphia. You know, he's not just a running back in the traditional sense. Really good space player, runs sometimes receiver-like routes. Kaleb, obviously his background, he's more of a traditional back. But all those guys, they can bring an explosive element to the offense.
The one thing I thought was really interesting is at the combine, he was 224 pounds, big back. At his pro day, he was 234 pounds, real big back. That's how he plays. I mean, he is a heavy guy that's taller, a little bit upright, you know, I mean, but he fits the scheme really well.
From our perspective, it's just really good to do business with a guy that's young and experienced. Some of the most significant players we've had here during my time kind of fit that bill. Le'Veon Bell, for example, was a third-year junior when he came out of Michigan State. Rashard Mendenhall was a third-year junior when he came out of Illinois. And so those are just a couple of examples of guys that were both young and experienced. And so I'm equally as excited about KJ for those very same reasons.
And they just held their water there and were able to get Harmon, who was a top target, and now Johnson, who had to be a top target. Like, that's...
Yeah, it fell how they wanted, I think.
Yeah, that's really working the draft board well.
If somebody asked me and this would be a good opportunity for you guys to ask me, what I think they're going to do with their last selections.
Yes.
King, what do you think they're going to do?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Pick is in.
I think they're going to take a defensive lineman and a quarterback. I think 2 of their next 4 picks are going to be those.
Jack, welcome to Pittsburgh, my man. Hey, send my congratulations to your family, man. It was great meeting your parents at Pro Day, man. You are our type of guy.
I think with Jack, you get he's a big outside linebacker. He's a 260-pound man. He's going to give you a little bit different type of feel than, say, Herbig, who's a really good rusher. Jack's going to be able to really hold the edge and give you some good play there. I think the thing that really appealed when you watch Jack is the amount of plays he made when it was crunch time.
Still looks being chased, hit, ball loose, picked up by Ohio State. Here goes Sawyer.
With a guy like that, you don't ever think the moment's too big, and I think that's always an attractive thing.
I don't think people appreciate how potentially devastating Ohio State's loss to Michigan was this year, and how unbelievably impressive the way Will Howard and Jack Sawyer got things back on the tracks. I mean, there's a lot of intangible value there. These are the kind of guys you want on your side.
They have the ability now to make some quote-unquote luxury picks.
Yeah.
To be able to go out and pick a guy, and this is brilliant planning, by the way, to be able to scoop up a guy who was very highly regarded and get him in the 4th round.
With the 164th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers select Y.A. Black, defensive end, Iowa.
Well, he's obviously a big human being.
That's a load, number 94. Big physical guy in there.
With Y.A., really heavy-handed, really good against the run, stout, hard to move. We play our Okie defense. That guy in there's got to be a bear for us, and we think he can be that type of guy.
Like the other guys, the spring told us that, this guy was a Steeler, and when he was sitting there, I can't tell you that we thought he'd still be sitting there in the 5th round, and he was sitting there, and the pick was easy.
If you want to play great defense, it starts up front. I say it to our bigs all the time. It starts up front, and it's not a cliche, it does. The interior, particularly your defensive line, generally needs to occupy 4 hands if you're going to be an elite unit that allows linebackers and others to run free. For us, all of those discussions start with being talented and stout up front, and the acquisition of Harmon and the others is a major component of reinforcing that unit in that way.
The last few years when I've been in this job, we've had the opportunity to take some visits to some of these schools that have been national champions. The one thing that's been consistent is the quality of the character of those teams. Ohio State was no different. And, going in there and getting to know the guys there and the Jack Sawyers and the Will Howards of the world, it was just really, really impressive.
Yeah, appreciate you. Sounds good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go say hi. Appreciate you. I was a GM for the Steelers. Slide in. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that.
To have the opportunity to draft 2 guys from that roster we feel very fortunate.
I just need to get picked.
You just need to pick.
I'm really not stressing that much about it.
Good.
This is what it is. Please pick me, Pittsburgh.
Steelers pick is in at 185. They're just building up the suspense over it.
Hello? Yes, sir.
You ready to be a Steeler?
Right, man. Let's go.
Will, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. How are you?
Hey, man. It is awesome getting a couple national champions, man, because you guys know what's required, man.
The Pittsburgh Steelers select Will Howard, quarterback, Ohio State.
Obviously with Will, really impressive what he did at Ohio State. And a lot of what you're looking for is being able to throw the football is pretty obvious, but really the mental component of it is really important. That mental toughness, and that's what gets a lot of guys is handling the pressure of the position. be able to do that week in and week out, not get bored with the mundane, not overreact to success or to failure. And certainly with Will, you saw that at the highest level in college football.
We did lots of homework on him. I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with him through the process and getting to know him. Just can't say enough about what he meant to that Ohio State team, in my opinion. The fact that he was able to just really take charge of that offense and of that team in a lot of ways is just really, really impressive. Excited to see the growth of both Will and Jack as Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers select Carson Bruner, linebacker, Washington.
The Pittsburgh Steelers select Dante Kent, DB, Central Michigan.
Carson has a really good opportunity to be not only a solid defensive player for us, a solid linebacker, but also a really good contributor on special teams. Dante has spent significant time studying his film, looking at his production, both not only on the defensive side, but on special teams. And really the more we watched him, the more excited we got about him. And solid character. Again, another guy who's got a really good opportunity, and we expect him to contribute sooner than later. Can't say enough about how the draft went for us. Really feel like we're a better football team today than we were before the draft started on Thursday. Like I said, we filled several needs, and I think the term was used a couple days ago about Steelers DNA, and I think when you guys get to know these guys, you'll realize that these guys have Steelers DNA.
We wanted to retool physicality in all areas, and included in that discussion is the use of the second-round pick to acquire DK Metcalf. Although he's a receiver, I think he fits the bill in terms of physicality and size. And so that definitely was an agenda of ours this weekend.
With the 7 draft picks, they don't just have Steelers DNA. Now, Pittsburgh is their new home. And for first-round pick Derrick Harmon, getting a lay of the land is paramount.
Young Harmon, my guy. Welcome to the Berg, man.
Appreciate you.
Welcome to the Berg. And what you expect Pittsburgh is gonna be like?
No, first you got Don, seen all them hills, so that threw me off a little bit. Seeing cribs on the little hill, so that threw me off. Thought I was in LA.
Way different from Calabasas.
For real. But no, a good place out here, dog. Good people.
Man, how was that Oregon experience, man? What made you transfer?
Truthfully, head coach got fired, but he got fired in the second game of the season. So after he got fired, finished the season, knew I had to make that decision. So hopped in that portal. Oregon was on my tail. Felt like a good fit just from the standpoint. My head coach was a defensive guy. My defensive coordinator was a D-line coach in the league. And I had my own D-line coach, Tony Tuioti. So I got down there, man. It was nothing but love. It's real football down there. It's real football on that West Coast now.
Man, what's it been like so far for you, man?
It's been cool. From the coach's standpoint, the coaches own you just because on the playbook side, they want you to be great.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Also, they want you to really learn the technique, really learn the playbook, and learn the why behind it.
Yeah,
and that's what I mess with, dog. Just come from Oregon, they always told you a why behind what we're doing. And Coach Dunbar being a great coach in that standpoint, they're telling you what to do then while we're doing it. And that helps a lot for a football player. They're trying to understand the new scheme, and you in a new place, so.
Nah, that's real.
Good.
Man, talking about your why, what's your why?
My why was Miles, man. That's still my why to this day. Even that she passed, that's still my why, man. She fought her whole life for me to get to this point. So I'm taking that to my last game of my career, man.
One thing I learned from you, just talking from the top 30 visits and all that, fight.
Yeah.
Fight.
For real.
Fight.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Welcome to Catch Momentum.
Appreciate you.
Lamar Davis, one of the program managers here.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have you here. We're going to give you a tour, walk you through and show you what we do.
Most definitely. Appreciate you.
Cafe Momentum is a full-service restaurant that transforms young lives by equipping justice-involved youth with life skills, education, and employment opportunities.
My experience at Catholic Momentum has been great so far. They helped me really overcome a lot of stuff, as in homelessness, any problems I had with the judicial system too. So it's been pretty good experience so far.
The interns come in, they 4 o'clock for their shift. They have what's called family meals. So every day we understand that sometimes our interns might not have ate school lunch for various reasons.
Right.
So we want to make sure that they're good, they're fed before they start their shift, and we'll just check in with them, see how their day's going, anything that they might need, or checking with the case manager.
What grade y'all on? Y'all all graduated already or not?
I'm about to graduate.
You graduated? You about to?
What's your story? Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I grew up on 7 Mile right off Southfield Freeway. Grew up with a single mom. Went to all-boys school. Then I went to Michigan State.
I didn't know that was
It was, I ain't gonna lie, it was. Freshman year, I hated it, dog. But my senior year, I loved it, bro, because it was the best choice for me from the standpoint. I learned how to be a young man going to college. I learned how to be a businessman because we had to wear suit and ties in there, so I learned how to tie a tie in the 9th grade. Some of my classmates, some of my peers didn't know how to tie no tie. And so just looking at that standpoint, then went to Michigan State for 3 years, then I ended up at Oregon. And God blessed me to get drafted first round to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And,
you're a rookie?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I appreciate you. So other than that's me, dog, man. That's a kid out of Detroit trying to make it for real.
That's real.
Yeah.
I came up in a 2-parent household, but we still lived in the hood. Everything wasn't perfect. I lived all around. Other than that, a regular childhood, I guess you could say. I'm still trying to find my way in life. I know what I want to do, but I got to get there first.
Hold on, rewind. What you trying to do?
I'm trying to be an electrician.
All right. What you doing? I got a lamp post for you at the crib. I need some rewiring.
Yeah,
so
I can do that.
you already know what it is.
From my standpoint, in my city, I wish we had more areas where kids can go out there like something like this, because we ain't got nothing like this in Detroit for real. So if we had more of a village for the kids around there, it'd be a totally different aspect than what it is now. Big bro.
What's up?
You good, my baby?
How you doing?
I'm good, dog. Nice to finally meet you. Pleasure to finally meet you, too.
How are you?
I'm good, dog.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Not Just Football. You know me, Cam. You know Hayden as well. And today we are joined by a very special guest, our first-round draft pick. Let's jump right in. You ready to go? How
Let's
you
do
feel?
it, man. I'm good. I'm good.
You adjusted?
Yeah.
Describe your playing style to all the Steelers fans.
I feel like I'm a player that got some grit to him, that's powerful, and use his power to finesse things also. A very gritty player. It comes from just me playing aggressive, and that's all I really learned how to do is play aggressive and really hard-nosed football just from where I grew up at. So,
what are some things you want to work at?
Really, as far as me, my pass rush, I got to learn how to start winning my first moves because on my tape, I win on my second moves a lot, on my transitional rushes. And my run is really playing with my extension consistently and shedding off them blocks consistently.
Who's and you don't have to say him, so don't feel pressure.
Please don't.
Who are some guys you looked up to watching them play when you were younger?
This man right here.
Really? Is
No,
that
for real.
true though?
That's true.
Everybody always lies to him in
That's
front of him. They
true,
want to
though.
make him feel better. If
That's
you don't really
true.
watch him, don't watch him.
That's true. It was him, but it was him in the run game because pass was
What?
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
You should like that though.
tripping.
You always say nobody gives you credit for the run game though. At least he was watching you at one of your favorite things you do.
Nobody gives you credit for the pass game either.
No,
so damn, I'm
facts.
trying to get both.
Hello. But no, man, him in the run game for sure because this man right here plays so consistently in the run with his hands. Then you playing that 4-eye, and I went to Oregon. I never played 4-eye in my life. It was a straight, I came from Michigan State, it was a straight 4-down front that you were attacking. And y'all play, of course we play 4-eye here now. So just seeing that, and so just trying to learn little key things like that. And in the pass rush, I say Chris Jones for sure.
How do you handle the pressure of being a first-round pick? I think everybody always asks this question. I want to hear your answer, and then I got to follow up for you.
Truthfully, you got to cancel out the outside noise.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. That's what I've been doing my whole career. You can't be focused, and don't take no offense, but you can't be focused on the guy's probably in the basement of his mom's crib saying what he's saying about you. And that's how I look at it, dude. And people gonna love you, people gonna hate you. You just gotta keep playing ball at the end of the day. That's how I look at it.
I've always looked at it as, you know, people have their own pressure. I mean, you know, I measure myself differently than what other people expect from me.
Mhm.
And so looking at it from an outsider's perspective, it was always, you know, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I got to do what's right for me. And then the first round of it all, I'm looking at it as I have to prove it for myself because they invested in me. You know, I think you got a great head on your shoulders, and you know, we got a great group that's going to welcome you, just hungry to win.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't care how it gets done, but I think it's just about coming in with the right mindset of just trying to get better.
That's it.
We have some breaking news rippling throughout the land of the NFL. What we've been anticipating for what feels like months now, Aaron Rodgers is finally heading to Pittsburgh.
It's not every day that you get to add a 4-time MVP to your roster. When you do, it can cause a little excitement.
Different feel to it
There's
today.
a buzz here today.
There's a buzz.
Mike, what does Aaron Rodgers bring to the team in your eyes?
I mean, read his resume. We're excited about him being here. He's excited about being here. But we'll make no bold predictions. We're just going to roll our sleeves up and go to work and let our efforts do the talking.
I mean, you're talking about one of the all-time great quarterbacks and the things he's accomplished in this league. Not many guys have thrown the football like Aaron Rodgers, and obviously he's still doing that at a high level. Really excited to have him here. It's going to be a fun journey.
A big attraction was Mike Tomlin. The way that the conversations went between him and I was some of the coolest conversations I've had in the game. Definitely with the head coach. So he's a big reason I'm here. I believe in him and excited to play for him. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy the game. The game's given me a ton. It's hard to think of anything in my life that's positive that wasn't impacted by directly or indirectly by playing this game. So just want to give love back to the game, enjoy it, pass on my knowledge to my teammates, and try and find ways to help lead the team. All right. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron.
The team has gone through change. Adding Rodgers to the additions in the draft can make for a pretty good offseason in Pittsburgh.
First day, man. Let's get it, man.
I'm certainly excited about the group, but I always kind of reserve judgment. I think, when we look back at it, man, we all like to think we did the right thing. I think true draft evals probably occur 4 or 5 years down the line, and it's played out in the careers of these young people.
Our goals, hopefully to have these drafts be good enough where we're all sitting here and celebrating a Super Bowl championship, and we're not there yet. And until that happens, we're going to keep working.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot of things at Ohio State. I learned what I'm good at and what I need to work on. Going into the NFL, I learned a lot of skills and tools that I can use to continue to make myself better.
I want to work with Coach Faulkner and learn from Warren. I'm from Cincinnati, so, Cincinnati, the Browns, the Ravens, Steelers, it's like, everybody's just very competitive, so I'm just really excited to go.
This is a totally different game from college. Learn the game, then learn the nicks and tricks of the defensive line. Little nuggets he can give me, I'm gonna be on this hip 24/7.
Man, it does feel good as I sit here today because we got a lot of things done that we wanted to get done. We got a lot of guys within the program that we identified that were Steeler DNA types. And so from that standpoint, man, I'm really excited about what we're able to get done and who we're able to do business with.